For those of you who may not know, I'm Devin Lyle. I'm the founding executive director of Wilkes Recovery Revolution, and I am the chief executive operator of Cameron Ridge Treatment Center. So on behalf of Wilkes Recovery Revolution and Cameron Ridge Treatment Services, I want to thank you all for joining us on this very special day. Today we're celebrating the launch of our SACOP program, which is a day program, and we are going to talk a little bit more about what the future looks like as we move forward. This marks an important milestone in our mission to restore hope, repair lives, and rebuild community. And the long-term dream is to have a continuum of care to where individuals can access every level of care, from peer support all the way up through crisis and treatment and detox and transitional housing, all the way through to in hopes that individuals do not fall through the cracks. This day program provides structured, intensive outpatient care for individuals who are ready to take the next steps in their recovery. They are able to still stay connected with their families, their work, and their community. And individuals in the day program in the evenings and at night are actually able to reside at home with family in supportive environments or engage in transitional housing if they need 24/7 support. I'm going to keep my part short, but I do want to thank a couple of people for helping make this whole vision come true. Our event partners for today, Via Health, Wilkes Chamber of Commerce, and then the Change Wagon. Our partners played a huge role in following us through this journey, specifically Via Health, and seeing us create planning and implementation and answering every question that we had. And so we are really grateful, and we couldn't have done it without our partners. Huge thank you to our incredible board of directors for continuing to believe in our ambitious ideas and getting to walk alongside us to see them come to life. We appreciate their commitment and leadership to sustain everything that we do. Our treatment center subcommittee, for those of you that don't know, we have a committee of community members who have been meeting for close to a year and a half now to watch this project come to life. And so I really appreciate all of them for contributing, making sure that lived experience was represented at those meetings and bringing their own individual expertise to see this project come to life. We also work with a consulting team, and we really appreciate them for bringing their expertise. As many of you know, we've been a peer-operated organization, and most of what we have done has been non-clinical. And so when we embarked on this journey, we brought in a team of consultants who have really walked alongside us from the beginning until now and can continue to support us on our journey. And so I would really like to express my gratitude for them. Our training company, Scales Training, Marcus and Avery, they equip all of our staff to be sure that they are at the top standard for required state trainings, as well as additional trainings to ensure that our team are able to do what they're set out to do. And so we really appreciate your support. And then all of the community members and partner agencies that have just continued to walk alongside us through this whole journey. We know it takes a village to combat things like addiction, and so having all of your support goes a long way. I cannot go without saying thank you to this community. We had a community meeting here about a week and a half ago, to answer questions because there was some understandable fear. And the meeting went really well, and we have had a lot of support and gotten to know a lot of our neighbors since that point. So I just thank them for welcoming us into their church and allowing us the opportunity to speak about what the vision is for this campus. And then last but not least, my family. Y'all, we've had some 2 a.m., 3 a.m., some long nights here in the last little bit, making sure this comes to life. And so I can't go without thanking my family who have supported me every step of the way. That goes from helping kids get picked up from school to all of the things. And they really are the heartbeat behind a lot of what I do. This has been a tough season for me. Many of you probably know that I lost my dad in March, right when all of these projects were starting to amp up. He was the creative genius behind a lot of what I did. And so it has been a huge task to do all of this without him. But I do see him in everything that's been created here. And I'm just grateful, and he would be super proud. So I think I'm about done. While today celebrates the SACOT, which is a huge milestone in offering the next level of care after our IOP program, we also know that just across the street, we have some more beautiful facilities. I'm going to let someone else talk a little bit more, but just to tell you the vision, the old schoolhouse across the street, which is open for tours, is working towards residential inpatient treatment. And there's some things over there you can look at that'll tell you the vision, and Walker will talk a little bit about that. We're also looking at detox services and equine and animal therapy out here. And so that is an ongoing conversation that's being had with rescues and partner agencies to, for one, the vision was hospice dogs that were not adoptable, that needed to live out the rest of their life in peace, being able to use those animals as therapy animals. And we're also looking at equine therapy with horses. We've got beautiful, I think it's 60 acres behind here that is beautiful land that's already being utilized right now by cattle, but we've got a lot of dreams that we are hoping to see come true. These services will really allow us to meet people at every stage in their recovery. And the hope is, in this beautiful area that we're in, is to create an environment where healing is holistic, compassionate, and lasting. So this is just the beginning. Together with all of you all, our supporters and our community, we are building a place where recovery is not only possible, but probable. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this new chapter with us. And I'm going to welcome Mr. Jeff Walker.
Thank you. Can y'all hear me in the back? Yeah? Perfect. It's an honor and privilege to be here, and I'm very, very grateful for the turnout and for everybody coming. I am Jeff Walker. I'm Director of Programs at Wilkes Recovery Revolution, Chief Operating Officer of Cameron Ridge. I'll say this, and try not to get emotional during this. Francis Sissy once said, do what's necessary, then do what's possible, and then before you know it, you'll be doing the impossible. And so a lot of these things that Wilkes Recovery Revolution has today, the visions and dreams started years ago. And our board of directors, current board of directors and past board of directors, will you please raise your hand? So we have had the privilege to have some very supportive board of directors since the beginning. And Devin and I was on fire in 2016, 2017, and we could barely pay the light bill at our transitional house, but we had all these grandiose ideas. And our board of directors never once said, you can't do that. That's impossible. They told us to slow down, right? He said, y'all need to slow down. And that was great feedback. We needed to heal that feedback. But I'm up here to introduce someone that means a great deal to me personally. He put faith in me when I didn't have faith, trust, and love in my life when I didn't have that much. I was 3 months out of prison, and the man asked me, can you do this? Can you run a transitional house? I said, I guess. I don't know. He never looked back. He never doubted me. And I needed that in my life more then than ever. So I owe a lot of my progress and where I'm at to him. He's our board chair. He's our board president. He has been on our board since the beginning. He is the biggest part, along with other board members, of why we are where we are. It gives my esteemed pleasure to introduce someone, our board president, my friend, Cam Finley.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is really an exceptional turnout, and by being here, I call you a supporter, and thank you for that. As chairman of the board, it's my honor and deepest privilege to welcome you to this moment. We've all been working for so long on this, the opening of Cameron Ridge Treatment Center. The center carries a name that is very personal to me. It carries the name of my son, Cameron Finley. Cameron loved people. He loved the outdoors. He loved sports, business, art, politics, laughter, and the bonds of friendship. He was just a good dude. He was. He was an Eagle Scout who found joy in helping others and a sense of peace in nature. We lost Cameron to an accidental opioid overdose back in '09 when big business was flooding our streets with that substance. And while we lost him far too soon, his spirit is with us here today, alive in the hope that this place will bring. Cameron Ridge stands not only as a memorial, but as a living gift to our community. It is a place where pain can begin to heal, where those struggling with addiction can find strength and hope, where families and clients can discover that they are not alone, because you're not. This day is possible because Wilkes Recovery Revolution and the countless people who came together with vision, compassion, and commitment. To our supporters, our staff and volunteers, and every person who has lifted a hand or a heart to make this center a reality, thank you. You're proof that when a community comes together, transformation is possible. You know, Jeff touched on this when we were having trouble paying our power bill earlier, and he did say, I did say we need to slow down, and he said, I hear you, but he didn't adhere to it. He and Devin. But Devin and Walker have been priceless supporters of this, and along with our approximately 30 staff members, and more to come now that we're opening this. Is that right?
Yeah, about 56.
56. That's jobs in our community. Yeah. And many of that staff are in recovery themselves. Many, probably over half.
I think we're at 85%.
85%. So they make great counselors and so forth because they've lived the hell of addiction. We know that those challenges of addiction are heavy and the road to recovery is not easy. But with Cameron Ridge, we are saying to every person who walks through these doors, you are worth saving, you are not forgotten, and your story is not over. Today, we dedicate this place to healing, hope, and new beginnings. May it stand for generations as a testament to what love, courage, and community can build, even out of loss. Cameron once found joy in the ridges and trails of this county. From this ridge, his spirit now continues the climb, not just for him, but for every soul who will find a second chance here. Thank you for being a part of this moment. Thank you for helping us carry Cameron's light forward, and may the work that begins here today ripple out and change lives for years to come. Thank you.
Speaking of staff, that was on my list of thank yous that I completely bypassed. So I know you're all scattered out. If you're sitting down, please stand up. If you're standing up, just maybe raise your hand so people can see you. I think it is a big deal. Our team is amazing. This work wouldn't happen without all of us. And so I'm really appreciative for all of the work that they carry out boots on the ground work when I'm sitting behind a computer now most days, and I really am grateful for everything that they do. And Jeff Walker's introducing the next speaker.
Thanks, Devin. So our next speaker is just a cool dude. And you heard Cam and Devin talk about how we value lived experience at Wilkes Recovery Revolution. And when we first met this gentleman, he came from Asheville to tour the campus. We talked. He loves outdoors. He loves riding bikes, loves nature. And so we had a lot in common. And then he told me he had lived experience. And I'm like, yeah, you're the one. And so I'd like to bring up our medical director, Dr. Neil Guppy.
Everybody hear me? So, thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that introduction. The reason Jeff likes me is because I have a truck. It's not as big as his, but I have a truck. I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to everyone present today. My name is Neil Guffey. I'm the medical director. I prefer to be addressed as Neil. Please don't call me sir. It makes me feel old, or maybe older. Anyone who's ever opened a PHP program understands the significant effort required to transform a dream into a reality. Look around and you can see the tangible results of careful planning, construction, and a lot of dedicated hard work. However, it is important to remember that any facility is only as strong as the people behind it and the services they provide to their community. Cameron Ridge is more than just a well-designed facility. It is a collective effort, an integration of healthcare providers, administrators, board members, and a lot of volunteers, and many others. Staff, to be particular. Each person is united by a commitment to supporting individuals with substance use disorder in Wilkes County and beyond. Cameron Ridge PHP program will provide a range of evidence-based services, including individual counseling, group therapy, holistic healing, and structured outdoors outings for those experiencing substance use disorder and dual diagnosis. The approach will benefit not only the individuals and their families, but also the broader community through outreach programs and housing opportunities. Achieving these goals require dedicated teamwork. As medical director, I'm privileged to be part of this exceptional group. Thank you for joining us in this celebration and for your ongoing support of Cameron Ridge. Thank you. And I kept it under 3 minutes.
All right, it is my honor and privilege now. We've played Russian roulette, I think, with state representation. Originally, we had Kelly Crosby, who then accepted an award, which was a huge honor for our state. It was a national award. And then we had Sarah, who is sick. But now we have my dearest friend, Miss Ashley Worth. So please help me welcome Ashley.
Keep my hand off here. Just hold it. Good afternoon, y'all. I consider this to be a series of very fortunate events. Director Crosby is one of my professional heroes. She is dedicated to recovery for expanding services and access across the state of North Carolina, and I have the immense privilege of serving her today in my role with the division. Devin, however, is the inspiration behind my own career journey. She's laughing, but when I was in early recovery and had been in recovery for maybe 90 days and was kind of iffy about whether or not I wanted to continue that journey, someone handed me a newspaper article about phases in Wilkes County, and I thought I could turn this whole thing around and dedicate my life to expanding access for others, and that's exactly what I've done. So thank you, Devin, for taking those steps yourself. So it is an honor to be here today as we celebrate the opening of Cameron Ridge Treatment. This is more than the start of new services. It is a new source of hope for this community, for our state, and especially for the peer-led movement. What has always stood out most to me about Wilkes Recovery Revolution is the way that their programs have been built, rooted in partnership, compassion, and understanding, led by the experiences and expertise of those who have lived it. That combination of wisdom and commitment is what makes Wilkes Recovery and Cameron Ridge so unique. Founded by people in recovery, for people in recovery, when someone walks through these doors, they will not only find medical care and structured treatment, they will find people who understand, who listen without judgment, and who know that recovery is not a straight line, but a path that requires support. As a state, we have made behavioral health and recovery a top priority. We are investing in prevention, treatment, and long-term supports. But real change happens at the community level, right here when programs like this open their doors and say, you are welcome, you are valued, and you are not alone. I want to thank the peers, the staff, the families, and the community partners who have worked so hard to bring this vision to life. Your dedication ensures that when someone in this area reaches out for help, there is a place ready to receive them. Also, y'all, what Wilkes has done is really the dream for every community in the state, right here in little old big Wilkes County. Today's ribbon cutting is not just a celebration of new services. It is a celebration of resilience and of community coming together to say that recovery matters. It is a reminder that we all have a role to play, whether it's professionals, family members, neighbors, or friends. On behalf of the Department of Health and Human Services and the Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Use Services, I am proud to stand with you in this work. Together, we are building a healthier North Carolina, one person, one family, and one community at a time. Thank you and congratulations.
All right, next up, I would like to invite Mr. Larry Hill. He is VIA's Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, and we are really grateful to have him today. VIA has been a huge support with us along this journey. This has been new territory for us, and they have literally walked alongside us, set meetings up monthly to just touch base, and have been a huge support. So welcome, Mr. Larry Hill.
Okay. All right. I'll see if I can find a sweet spot and just stay right here. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to stand here today and represent VIA Health as we come together and celebrate the opening of the Cameron Ridge SACOT program. We at VIA, we do have a strong working relationship with the Wilkes Recovery Revolution, and we continue to be excited to partner in this and other expansions here in Wilkes County. I know it was just a few short months ago on a very hot day, we opened the IOP service building just down the road. So, and I'd like to recognize Devin and Mr. Walker for their leadership and as the driving forces behind the vision for what we see here in Wilkes. And I know, as was described earlier, there's more to come across the street. And I'd say in a few months down the road, we look forward to gathering and celebrating that expansion. So I too would like to acknowledge the board for their vision and support, the staff first responders. I've seen a few law enforcement. You're so vital to every community and here in Wilkes County and the Recovery Revolution. I'd also like to recognize from VIA Zach Shepard, who is boots on the ground here in the county, representing VIA and helping partner, and other VIA staff. And you may wonder, well, who is VIA Health? Well, we serve 32 counties in western North Carolina and down into other parts of the state. And we are the managed care and funding for Medicaid recipients who need services like this. And so we're the conduit and we're the partner in that. So we look forward to more initiatives. And so thank you for everyone who's come out to celebrate. On behalf of VIA, we recognize that this evidence-based care and programs like this is so vital as we begin building sustainable recovery outside of a residential setting. And it's especially important as we recognize and honor this month of September as National Recovery Month. So keep that in mind as we go through this month. So thank you. It's an honor, and let's celebrate.
One more thing. Staff, and I forgot to mention our nurse practitioners. Guffey came up here, our medical director, and spoke. But I see Dana and Jessica. I hate to put them on the spot. I know Stephanie couldn't be here, but maybe wave. We have been really grateful to have them. They are people that we get to see on a regular basis throughout the week and support our patients. So just didn't want to forget. Next up, I'm going to welcome Taryn from Wilkes Chamber of Commerce. She is the membership director, and we are really grateful for their support every time we do one of these, which has been a lot here lately. They show up, and so thank you.
Hello, everyone, on this beautiful Chamber of Commerce Day, right? The Chamber is so proud to be part of this journey with this grand opening, and we love celebrating with ribbon cuttings. And at this time, I'm going to ask Fred Costello, our chairman of the board, to come up.
Thank you. Devin, come here. This is from your dad. Vision has been my favorite word for decades. To have a vision to do this and then accomplish it, it's truly amazing. For those of you that don't know what a Chamber of Commerce really is, we're not just about business. We're not just about jobs. We're about community. We give education scholarships. We're active in the community. We are here, the community. All of us face death in the family. Cindy, our president of the chamber, is in Florida. Her dad dies. She is where she needs to be. So all of us face death, but I would wager that many, if not most, everybody here, your family has faced addiction issues. I know mine has. My daughter was estranged from us for many years because of drugs. Thank you, Lord. She is better now. She is with us. And it's because of facilities like this and people like you that have brought her back to family. So think of the families that are impacted, not just the individuals. I took one picture when I was inside. Those of you that walked through, think of all the beautiful furniture, all the awesome rooms, everything you saw. I took one picture. The picture was, "You can do this." I hope you all saw that poster, sign, art, whatever it was. You can do this. Last thing I'm going to say before I bring up a few people is one of my favorite songs, if you listen to 106.9, Heartfelt, Hard Fought, Hallelujah. How many of you know that song? A few of you. Well, that's what I think of when I think of this. So if you'll allow me, when we bring everybody up for the ribbon cutting, when you get ready to cut that ribbon, I'm going to ask everybody to raise your hand and say, hallelujah, because I think they deserve it. So now, Representative Eddins, Mayor Marc Hauser, Mayor Dale, I saw you. Any other elected officials here I didn't see? You guys come on up. We want to hear from them. They represent us in community, and they are a part of everything we do.
Well, I'd like to start with a little transparent. Unless you live west of Airport Road, I'm not your house rep. I don't represent this part of Wilkes County, but I believe so much in what's going on here that I wanted to be here. And a little more transparency, I didn't have anything to do with the state money that may come to this place. That was my predecessor, Jeffrey Elmore. So if anybody says politicians not honest, I'm trying to change that. But yeah, let's give Jeffrey a hand. But anyway, I do want to say thank you to Devin and Jeff and Cam. Most of you know I work for Samaritan's Purse, and I get to help people when they're in the road ditch of life. Most of them's lost every material possession they've ever had. But you guys are helping people that could live in a big house on a hill with all the new cars they want and have everything they want in life, and still be in the road ditch of life. Addiction is a terrible thing, and I know that in this state and county and country we're facing a big deal. And I just want to say, especially thank you guys, Cam, for taking the adversity in your life and channeling it for something good. You'll help more people than you'll ever know until eternity comes for what you're doing. I just want to say thank you for that. That means a lot. And I just want to say I'm glad you're here in Wilkes County helping the people here.
Well, I'm here primarily because of Cam Finley. He and I have been close friends for nearly 40 years. He's the man that came to my office and said, "You might want to quit your job today," because I was going to get fired. And so yeah. So I quit my job and started a business, and we've been working together ever since. And we're partners in many things, but man, I love Cam. He's just a great friend. He's a brother. I've told this story a few times, and I'm going to tell it again today because I think it's a story that's worth telling. A few years ago, the community college asked me to spend the weekend with a gentleman by the name of Warren Hellman. He was a billionaire from San Francisco who had made the trip across the country to go to Merle Fest. And he put on a festival in San Francisco called Hardly Strictly Bluegrass. I don't know if you've heard of it. One of the biggest festivals in the world. About 250,000 people attend it. And he paid for that for his community every year. So I took him around for the 4 days of Merle Fest and developed a good relationship with him. And the next week, his secretary called and said that he wanted to fly me and my wife, Michelle, to San Francisco to attend his festival. And we said, sure. So we went out and went to his festival. He had us over to his office building. He was a billionaire. I might have already said that, but I want to say it again. And owned one of the high-rise buildings there in downtown San Francisco. And so he took us up to the top floor to the restaurant for lunch, and we were sitting there eating, and I was sitting beside him. I said, "Warren, what are you doing? Why are you spending millions of dollars every year to provide a festival to your community?" And he leaned over and he said, "Dale, money is like manure." He said, "If you leave it piled up in one place, it starts to smell." He said, "But if you spread it around, beautiful things begin to grow." And that's what I've seen from my friend Cam Finley. He doesn't leave it piled up. He spreads it around. And everywhere he goes, literally, beautiful things begin to grow. So congratulations. I know, Cam, this came from a heart spot for you. And I admire all that you do. Congratulations to the team that has put this together. I mean, this is huge and didn't happen overnight. So congratulations to all the board, the the staff, the team that has come together to make this a reality. And I know over the years, thousands of lives will be changed because of this place. So congratulations, and I'll hand it off to Mayor Mark.
Thank you, Dale. I'm Marc Hauser, Mayor of North Wilkesboro. And I thought about this. I go to a lot of ribbon cuttings. You want to say something that's memorable, something that's meaningful. I really didn't come up with anything. And I'm way out of my jurisdiction. But main reason I'm here is because of a lot of friends. When I retired, I still maintain a office in my home. And on my office desk, I have pictures of family and friends. And there's one picture in particular, and it's a group of friends, and we're out on the coast fishing. And in that photograph is Cam. His son Cameron is also in that picture, the namesake of this facility. And I too am an Eagle Scout, so Cameron and I became friends right away on this trip. That's the first time we met was on a fishing trip, and so I really enjoyed his company. And as Cam said, he was a heck of a guy, and left us way too long. So there's nothing, never been anything in the county like this facility before. A good job was not done by any municipality or any county or anywhere to help the people that suffer in this county. And so hopefully this facility will provide, I know it will, provide healing and help, and help people to beat their addictions and to save lives. That's so very important. And Cam and I spoke briefly earlier, and if this was around in 2009, who knows? Who knows what would have happened or what wouldn't have happened. So and people always say, well, I wish you all the luck in the world. I don't have to here, because these folks have and will continue to make their own luck. It's a tremendous facility, and it's filled with tremendous people. I came from a business background, and I like to think that I know good people when I see it, and I see a lot of good people here. So what I want to do say is I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad this facility is here. And congratulations.